My name is Logan Brown and you're watching The Road.
Hardships are often the catapult for strength and leadership. With it comes seeing someone's true character when they're at their lowest. How adversity is handled can make or break a young prospect's career, and a few of these players are about to take the calamity head on. This is The Road. The future belongs to the players who dedicate themselves enough to achieve their dreams. With the Windsor Spitfires in the midst of their run into the OHL playoffs, Stanley and Brown got a chance to go out for lunch and discuss what the future might hold for them.
That's gonna be crazy one day when we play each other.
I know.
Show.
Be pretty fun. Be funny looking across the ice.
Two Canadian teams.
Be a good rivalry. I have to shut you down.
I know your secrets, but I know your weaknesses.
I seem to recall us winning that top prospects game.
Under 18s, I think it was. 10-3.
Be pretty cool to play against each other after playing with each other for a while and just be sick.
What do you think you're gonna sign?
I don't really know. There's a little bit of conversation between Hoop and Winnipeg. Hopefully it's soon.
And in timely fashion, the Winnipeg Jets came knocking with an entry-level contract offer for Logan Stanley. It was the news he had been hoping for.
So you're going to sign this where it says principal signature. You just sign it right there. Congratulations, kid.
Thank you.
Welcome to the club, although I'm not really in the club anymore. I got kicked out a long time ago. When you get to this point full time, where do you enter it, right, in terms of what is their perception and expectation on day one? Here's the possibilities. You play in the NHL next year, or you play in junior next year. The year after, you play in the NHL or you play in the American League, right? Eventually, you're going to get to the NHL. The question is how quickly. It's a great opportunity. I've never met anybody, it's not easy, and I've never met anybody who's gone through it that said they wouldn't do it if they could do it all over again.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It was a good day for Stanley, who became an official member of the Winnipeg Jets organization. Coincidentally, adversity can also come knocking on your door just as fast. Logan Stanley suffered an on-ice knee injury requiring surgery and putting his Memorial Cup participation in jeopardy. We caught up with Stanley at his home in Waterloo, Ontario, while he began his road to recovery.
I talked to Winnipeg and they wanted to get me out there and get checked out, and found out that I was going to have to get surgery on it, so just got to try and take the positives and know that they caught it before I made it even worse, and just got it fixed correctly, and going to get back and get stronger.
It's definitely a 3 to 4 month recovery period, and there's going to be a physiotherapy and a strengthening that's required, and that's not going to be an easy process. To rehab an injury of that nature takes a lot of work and dedication. He's going to have to be focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, I think you appreciate it a lot more. You kind of learn that you can't take it for granted, because one day things could switch up and you can't play for a little bit. So I think just got to learn that when you're healthy, you got to appreciate that.
I definitely believe that Logan's got the character and the work ethic to rehab this injury, and I think that the Windsor Spitfires will be pretty happy to see him back in the lineup at the tail end of the playoffs and the Memorial Cup.
Logan Brown has suffered 3 different setbacks this year, the most recent being an injury to his wrist that took him out of the lineup for 4 weeks.
So we knew before the season started that this was going to be a really long season for Logan. His team is hosting the Mem Cup this year. We knew that it was going to be, just a lot of games, and what we didn't expect was that he was going to have setback after setback after setback. There's been some serious, more adversity than he liked this particular season with a number of injuries, but I think that just prepares you for life as a pro hockey player. You know, you don't want to get too low and you don't want to get too high. And, you know, really if you don't have any setbacks, you're never going to develop a true deep character, and adversity only makes you, a stronger person. The way that Logan has reacted has been like a true pro. It's almost like he's been through a lot of adversity already. I think everybody in Windsor has been really impressed, as with Ottawa, about his fortitude in terms of just, looking beyond these injuries and getting back into game shape. And I think everybody has the common goal of being at their best at the Mem Cup, and that's what he's looking forward to.
Patrik Laine had to overcome a speed bump in his first NHL season when he suffered a concussion at the hands of a cross-ice hit earlier this year. Concussions have been a hot topic issue in high-impact sports, and proper recovery has become the utmost importance in player safety. It's an injury that Pascal Laberge also had to deal with earlier this season.
That was my first concussion. I wish that to anyone, because that's pretty bad. It took me like 2.5 months to come back. That was pretty hard moments for me and my family. Looking at the boys playing, it's sure I wanted to play, and watching the game from the stands, it's pretty hard for a hockey player. I just want to say that a concussion is pretty serious, and you got to take the time, because you only have one brain. You want to make sure that it's feeling pretty good before going back on the ice.
Injury is a huge hurdle in every player's career, and everybody's going to get hurt if they play long enough. We want them to be sure that they're fully recovered. We don't want them to rush back, because that's not advisable in any circumstance. Athletes, if you give them a good game plan and they wrap their head around it, then they become, they get back to being determined, and they're at this point for a reason. They make a full recovery and they get on with their career.
How you deal with that adversity is going to determine when you turn pro and you face it again on a completely different level, how you're going to deal with it there.
Injuries are part of the game and can happen to anyone at any time. The way you handle the adversity becomes the most important part of the recovery process, and these players have shown substantial motivation to come back stronger than ever. While they focus on their road to recovery, the next episode will introduce 3 new top prospects that have their eyes set on the 2017 NHL Draft in Chicago this June. This is The Road.